This is Las Vegas Real Estate Now, where we bring you the 3 E's: educate, empower, and engage. I'm your host, Harvey Blankfeld, along with our co-host, Shelley Brown, and we've been selling homes here in Southern Nevada since 1988. Shelley and I are also very proud to be part of the Real Estate Radio Network. That is a national network of local real estate professionals delivering timely, balanced truths about local market conditions. And with us in studio now, we have Steve Schauer from New American Funding. The Fed, Janet Yellen just changed interest rates on the Fed, and I want to talk about that. I'm going to talk about that elaborately today, but I want to talk to you about that. Explain to our listeners how this impacts the mortgage industry.
So big news in this past week in the mortgage business, in the Fed,
right,
Reserve, which they haven't raised rates in somewhat about 9 years.
Right.
That's the Fed funds rate. That's what the government lends the big institutions, the banks.
Right.
And that typically trickles down to what lending and or other things charge.
Right.
For instance, automatically your credit cards will go up, your car loans could go higher. However, mortgages are slightly different. And by the way, if we look at one thing, it was 0.25% raise on
nominal
there,
amount,
which is it's so small.
And before they raised it a quarter, it was actually a quarter.
0.15 actually.
Oh, 0.15%.
Right. So it was lower than that. So in realistic terms, the Fed funds rate are 0.4% right now, which is incredibly low in the first place.
Yeah, I want to borrow some money from them.
It's news because it's done that in the past 9 years. It's the first time it's done it in 9 years.
Right.
It's news for that part, but is it going to impact us dramatically? But here's what the biggest part of it is. The biggest part of it is there's more to come down the road.
Right.
So what this means is interest rates are going up. The mortgage rates are directed by the mortgage bonds.
Right.
So our mortgage-backed securities.
Right.
Therefore, those are a traded commodity out there.
Right.
Those raise and lowers interest rates.
Right. I've heard that some banks have already made some moves on like HELOCs because those are
directly impacted.
Those are directly impacted. So if you have a home equity line of credit, you might see your rate change as a result of this.
Because the bank sets their own HELOC rate on that, and when the bank spends more to borrow money, they can raise that money to the consumer.
I want to also take a look ahead to 2016 a little bit, Steve.
Sure.
Tell me what we can see in terms of the industry. What do we see changes from?
We do. So we do see. We talked about this before about some guideline changes and TRID stuff previously in past weeks here, but the new changes on guidelines, in my opinion, kind of loosening guidelines a little bit on some programs. For instance, one of them is our new bank statement program. We have a program for a self-employed borrower that we can take 12 months of average bank statements and use that as that person's income.
Wow.
Without showing tax returns on that. So
how interesting.
It's a great option. By the way, with 10% down payment.
Wow.
It's minimum is 10% down.
So if you write off all your income and your tax return is very sad, you would want to do your bank statements.
Correct.
In lieu of that.
Right.
Correct. This is a brand new option out there. We can do 12-month or 24-month average. Rates are not that bad, quite honestly, slightly higher, but they're decent rates on the program. You don't have to have perfect credit score. You have to have a fair, decent score with a 10% down payment.
That's
actually a good program.
Very nice.
Yeah.
I love that. And here's the thing I like about it. It's not the no asset, no income disclosure thing. It's that you're still disclosing stuff.
The state of Nevada has a law called the ability to repay.
Okay.
The ATR. We have to follow the ability to repay. This still follows the guideline of the law of the ability to repay.
Wow.
A stated income loan in the past where a person just puts on their income that says, here's what I made, does not follow the Ability to Repay Act.
Excellent.
Therefore, lenders cannot do that anymore.
Good for Nevada.
Yes.
Good for them.
We're one of the first states to actually come out with that ability to repay.
You've been listening to Las Vegas Real Estate Now with hosts Harvey Blankfeld and Shelley Brown. Please tune in every Saturday at 11 a.m. right here on News Talk 720 KDWN.